All right, we're gonna go through unboxing the Icon 80 system. This is a used system. We're gonna test it thoroughly, have it lock on prisms, search for prisms, set up, things like that. First, what's in the box? This is your instrument case. When you open it, if you read Leica upright, you'll open it correctly. A lot of people flip it around backwards and everything falls out. You'll have two of these batteries. I've got one in the robot right now, and it's on because I wanted to make sure it connected automatically. You don't have to wait on anything in the video. You'll have your charger connector. Plug into your charger. The battery goes there. And you also have dust cover and sun visor thing here. Battery goes in here. I usually store this upright so that I can access the battery to charge it at night. Usually when I'm pulling it out, I'm turning it on. Like I said, I have it on automatically this time, and I always close the box because dust from the project will get in there and make it really, really nasty. Come over here, and I always keep my hand on the instrument until I have it screwed in here, which is pretty tight, really tight. You'll notice my unique set of legs that I painted like Legos. I don't have a lot of tripods. I've already powered the instrument up, but I'll note that it's 1,1000, 2,1000, 3,1000, and then it starts up. A lot of people want to push that and it won't start up. When it comes on, you'll come to this prompt screen automatically on the Icon 80, which is a level bubble. And if you set this level bubble up the correct position compared to this tri rack, it's actually telling you which direction to turn each one of these knobs to bring it to level. What I just tell people, I say, put one of these knobs in the back of the instrument, and these will read correctly, the way to turn them. So, putting one towards the back, so I slightly turn it, and I will level it up real quick. So you don't see anything on the screen yet, because I haven't gone through the connection process. This is a new robot, and we'll have to do initial connection. After that, it'll automatically connect. And there's your level screen. It's got checks now. Make sure you always hit the check mark, and it's on the home screen of Icon on this display. It won't connect until it's to that point. We're going to go over to our tablet now, which I'll be showing you on the screen here. This is your small tablet. I'm trying to be real careful. I messed up my floor, but this is your small tablet. Your system will have a large tablet. But to connect it, we're going to go to devices here. And we're going to add a new one by plus, the green plus. And then we're going to do, right here, it's the Icon 80, so we'll have to change that. And here, oops, here, profile name, we can name that something unique if we want. I'm not worried about it. Hit the green check. Now we're going to go start search. When it finds something, it's going to be the correct thing to find. It's going to be CCD, and that's the serial number. And that serial number is actually associated with this handle, and it should be written under here if you really want to get the details of it. And when we hit, we'll select it now. Select it. Wait a couple more seconds. You'll hear it connect over here. Shows the prompt here. And now here, this is what's giving us the long range Bluetooth. This handle, you'll see several buttons light up. This is pretty normal stuff. These prompt screens come along, hit OK. This is the version of software. Hit OK. Now, we've got it highlighted. That means it's connected, and we have to just confirm it by hitting that green check there, and we're all connected up. Now, there's a couple ways for us to check that it's connected, and one would be these lights are all lit up on here. Another would be it says it right here on the screen, remote connection to FLD is established. And then if we look over here on the tablet, the top bar has some additional buttons up there. These additional buttons are basically showing the connectivity of things. The biggest prompt you'll see on the screen is this setup button, this one right here. That was not there when we initially started it, and it came up when it got connected. So let's start a new project by going into our projects button here. And with the green plus, we will create a new one, and I'm just going to call it test. You can name it whatever you want. Again, hit the green check to confirm any actions you do. Hit it again, and at this point, if we had a PDF or file, we could go into our import delete here, and we could import that file. But we don't have one. So we're going to test that this instrument will lock on prisms as well. And I've got a prism set up back there on the top of one of our shelves. So we'll go into as-built just for this testing. And in as-built, this is probably going to be your favorite button. This top center button up there with the prism on it is how you'll search. Now, just real quick, I want to note this prism type. That is the wrong prism type. That's what you call a can prism. That is not correct, so we'll have to correct that. This is a 360 MPR 122 prism. If you don't have the right prism in there, there's a constant that will change the distance ever so slightly and mess up layout. So you want to make sure that's correct. So again, top center button. And I'm going to go to prism type real quick. I'm going to change it to MPR 122. Top bar, we're going to move and search. And one cool thing about icon, it's real simple. You can go left or right. It'll spin until it grabs the prism. So let's just hit one way. You'll notice that started spinning. If it works correctly, it'll lock on that prism over there. And you'll notice on the screen, it'll show prism found. So we can actually start. We can code a new of the toolbox, new. I'm just going to call it prism. Recheck confirms it again. If I want to, I can name it something or give it a unique color. I usually use that for utilities though. And in this instance, let's call it a control point. We're going to go to the toolbox and control. Now it's going to create a triangle on that point over there. Store it. It might be kind of loud sometimes. It is. Now it's stored, that triangle. And we have our position in relation to that triangle over there. Now, so we know it locks on prisms now. Let's see if it locks and tracks the prism. I'm going to get it to turn to me, walk on my prism, and I'm going to walk and make sure it tracks it like it's supposed to. So we're going to get it to turn again by going to the top center button. We're going to go to move and search, and I'm going to pick left or right. Oops, if I go the wrong way, I just hit the X. I went the wrong way, and I go the other direction. It'll lock on that prism again. Still have to redo it. My bad. There we go. Hopefully it locks on me. Do a quick verify, make sure that our prism is the correct prism. It should stay that prism now that we've changed it. And let's create an as-built point. We'll just call it line. I'll go to my prism and I'm going to change that code to the line now. If I go to the toolbox, new. Green check confirms, and I'll give it a color this time, red. Green check, Now our code's changed to line. We'll hit start line and store, and it'll store this point right here. There you go, that's our first point. Now, let's take our line and do some different angles with it. Make sure it tracks this too. Generally, whenever I'm about 10 feet from the instrument, you gotta follow me.
You're still in the frame.
Well, when I'm about 10 feet from the instrument, I like to go slow. If you look back on the screen there, you'll see it tracking me. Moving with me here. I'll hit store for another point. And I'll move to the next point. This is just a random line I'm putting out here. All right, so now we've checked to make sure it tracks the prism, it locks on the prism, software is coding, it's connecting correctly. I never really told you what all is here in this prism pole. So with the prism pole in this part of the kit will be your bipod. That's this piece right here. And you can separate it. If you need to give them some tight spaces, you may not want to do that. You have your prism pole, this part. There's a tip that comes on the prism pole, kind of collapses down nice for like traveling. You'll have your tablet. This is the small tablet. If I'm storing this, I usually just turn it off and turn it in. Lock it down so the screen doesn't break. Press some buttons on accident. This is the tablet cradle. And the connector here. Last is your prism.
Doctor,
that's everything in the kit. Last, I want to show you how to shut it down. It's doing a random search for me right now, but I'll stop it. Unfortunately, the TV fell, or it didn't fall, it turned off. So, shutting it down correctly. People do it the wrong way, and when you do it the wrong way, it glitches out on you sometimes. So let's just go through the process of correctly shutting down the icon system. We will go to our home screen here, and you'll see a power button at the top right. We select it, and shut down controller and sensor. Okay, to confirm, this will start shutting down, and you'll see the instrument shut down as well. If you do that incorrectly, it will glitch out. And that's the unboxing and kind of basic setup of the entire system. Thanks.